So you've said a lot about this thing. On the same topic, what would you change in this Ghana Music Awards or in this Ghana music industry if you had the power?
I 5 years ago I started something called a High Life Restoration Project, where I went to a radio station and advocated for, even in our Afrobeat and in our computer music, to put some of our traditional drums into it.
Refuse it.
Yes. You know, the unfortunate thing is that the music that flies in Ghana doesn't fly outside Ghana.
It's just here.
Yeah. So Ebutela is like one of the biggest legends in the world, and Ambule, Thomas, they sell out. They sell out. Yes, they sell out shows in 1 hour. 1 hour, then the tickets are sold. But their latest releases are not on our. So this is one thing that you have to decide. Look at Sound Trophy. If you release an album that Ghanaians like, that means the world will not like.
Hey, what kind of contrast is this?
Because we don't appreciate our own. We don't appreciate our own. And we are quick to think that something is boring. So we give the world Azonto. And then we quickly moved on. And the world was like, hey, Azonto, what's happening? And we just stopped making Azonto. Because in the Ghanaian creative mind, things is one way.
Wow. This is too much for me. If you make a song that Ghanaians like it means the world doesn't like it.
But I've just given you examples.
Very true.
Sound Trophy has released an album, really great album. Our Ghanaians, but it's doing well outside.
They're not even on shows in Ghana.
Yes, but it's doing well outside.
And you say they sell shows in them.
Yes, they are selling. Have you go on their social media? Go on Sound Trophy social media. Yes. So
they made it to the Apple top 10 and top 100.
Yes, because people are streaming it and enjoying it. So the music that when people call Pat Thomas, they want to hear his old songs. His new song that is released that is doing very well outside the world. We don't play it here. So now we've put artists and musicians in a headlock where they have to choose.
Whether
they will appease Ghanaians.
Be a Ghana legend.
Yes, appease Ghanaians or appease the world. But there's a high demand for our music outside Ghana. Yes, High Life is one of the most funkiest rhythms you ever. It's our gift to the world, and so I've made a prediction that in 10-20 years time, the demand for bands from Ghana will be very high. So start putting together yourselves, put together your bands, be writing your songs, be releasing it. So by the time that people are looking for it, it's not now that you're going to start. You see, a good player is the one that plays in a team. A musician is the one that plays in a band. Accra boy.
Wow. I feel like anytime you say something, it's too much. Like we have to take our time and then make it sing because it's. I don't think this video is for you. It's for me. Maybe I have to sit down and just think about everything you said and maybe write it.
A football player who is not playing in a team, is that a professional player? A professional musician is the one that plays in a band. You can be a hand for hire. That one too is there. That one is there. That people call you and then you go and play. But you have to be playing in a band. You stop there. And make songs. Don't think that, I was hoping that my nomination would encourage other people. Because even me, I didn't believe that they would choose it. Because in our mindset, when we play alternative music, those people don't care about it. But they actually do. And they are waiting for us to come in the forefront. Go on the media, the way I do media tours. And it's my people that were like, you have to go this. I'm always going for interviews. Sometimes I'm tired. I'm like, I don't want to go. Because I want to make this. I just want to make the music. But this is the thing. I've had to transition from a musician to an artist. And the mentality is different. You see, a musician only thinks about the music. After you finish making the music, you are tired. You stop. But now I have to think about the video. I have to think about how to promote it. I have to go beyond the music. The music is like cocoa. Now you have to make chocolate. You see? And so when we start to do that, then Charterhouse can start to put us in the place of the dance hall, because dance hall is not our music.
Okay.
But it's because the dance hall artists are the ones that are pushing themselves. Why aren't the high life artists or the alternative music artists pushing themselves?
From the first release, whether a single or album to now, what are all the things you've realized and improved upon from your first album to now?
There is something that when I released my first album, it was on CDs. I printed 1,000 copies, and I sold each copy was 10 euros, right? In 3 months to 4 months, I sold 1,000 copies, and I had 10,000 euros in my pocket. Today, to get 10,000 euros, the stream that I have to stream, you have to stream over 1 million for you to get 1,000. So the landscape has changed.
Okay.
You see, and as one of the other things that also changed in our landscape because of social media. Now, music melody is like no more king. It's your swag, your personality.
The brand,
when you hear you're like, it captivates you. When you hear you're like, there was a video of a child just hearing it go like, music or art transcends the artist. But we live in a time where it is not like that anymore. So you have to build a brand. You have to build the Berry Mamo brand. It's not only the music now. You have to build a brand. And people must see you. You must have some personality. You must have something. And then some vibe. Then some. I find it very funny and unnecessary. But that is the time. That's the difference between that time where the melody was king. When you write a good song, everybody likes the song. The one with two bomb. We don't know the person.
Yeah, I used to sing this.
We don't know the one that created Abaja. So there was a time where the art transcended the artist. You see, but now it is not like that. You must create a personality. So those are the two things that I like that has changed for me.
Talking about that, don't you think we need some form of training? Because I say Ijuman Abedos, because for the artists, I don't think the artist can just focus on the music at the same time managing the artist again, because the brand and the social media and promotion and everything. Talking about, I'm saying this because in our last video you mentioned that there's no school in Ghana that trains maybe music executives, music analysts, music DJs, like music lawyers and what can you say about that?
So science says that one person can reach about 250 people. Okay, that's the basis on which social media was built. That you can know 250 people. So our spirits, there are some people that have a spirit. Everybody has his own spirit. Some people have a spirit that can reach 1 million people. Some have a spirit that can reach 10 million people. Everybody has a spirit. Now, me, when I finish doing the music, the way I delve into the music, I have to score the songs. I have to call artists. Like one song, sometimes one song I have like maybe 13 people on it. So by the time I finish with that, I'm tired. So what do I have to do? I have to bring another spirit that can take the thing and move it to the next level. You see, that's why even Jesus had a team.
Oh, God.
So, nipa bakufo. Even Yameko ba we are say oye no so oye ne hu nipa no. Wa anya ne hu say nyansa wo mungu ani team. But he built a team. By the time he was dying and going in his 3 years ministry, he had 120 disciples. He started with 3, ended at 12, and went further. So, if you want to make it in life, you need to have a team. As we are sitting here, we are talking. There are people that are behind the camera. Yeah, it's a team. So spirits coming together, unity in the things we do, finding people that have shared values and that believe in a goal and running with you to make the goal come to pass is one of the. If you don't have people skills, if you don't learn how to talk to people, you don't know how to build and bring people together. Like people were asking me, how am I bringing 21 musicians to do like the recording for the big band? Like the people say, like, hey, you have to learn how to talk to people. It's not about money. You have to learn how to talk to people. You have to learn how to sell your dream. You have to learn how to sell a vision. Like, when was the last time a big band album was released? The last time was in the 70s. So that's 50 years gap. So how do I sell it to people that are brass people? And these people are all very busy, good people that are very busy. And yet, and when we came, it took us like 3 months of just training them to learn how to play together. Because that recording, what we did with us, we didn't record everybody individually. So if there are 4 trumpeters and one is playing louder than the other, we have to record it again. So when you go on my page, you see the recordings. It was 2 microphones just there, recording the whole, every section. And so, how do you sell that dream to people and make them understand that we are doing something that transcends us, something that one day people will talk about? And we brought back this sound, and we brought back this. And so, having a team is the
best thing.
Yeah, but in Ghana, building a team is one of the most difficult things.
So why is it like? Because I don't know. I don't know where this contrast is. You see a lot of points, but I don't know, in this space it doesn't work. I'm saying this because how would musicians or instrumentalists thrive if we know what you are supposed to do, but the environment is not given? There's no structure system permitting us to go.
A leader creates environment.
Thank you. Thank you, Steve.
You have to create the environment. You see, there can be things that are outside. See, Jesus came, and the Pharisees and the Sadducees didn't like him. But he created a certain environment, and he taught his disciples to walk a certain path. That they hated them. He created an environment. So, number one, you have to find people that have like minds. And most of the time, you find such people at places where you will not think they are. You see, sometimes you see somebody doing something, you think like, oh, me and that person will gel. And then you go and realize that it doesn't work. And so you have to learn how to fail fast. And get back up.
How can you say it? Fail fast.
Yes. You mustn't be afraid of failure. I am not afraid to fail. If today if I lose everything and everything falls on the ground, I'll get up again. I'll cry, but I'll get up again and I'll start again.
So would you personally share with us maybe a memorable event about you failing and then getting up? Because I'm sure it wasn't like this for
Yes, I was. I was in the hospital. Like I've done #1 hits for a lot of people as a producer. But when I was in the hospital, like on a sick bed, I was literally dying. I realized that I'm all alone. You know, so my album release and everything was okay. I'm going to start all over again. You know, having given people hits. Imagine that I do a song and then my song is 20,000 views, and then artists that I've produced for have 2 million, 5 million. And you understand? And so me coming from the hospital, this is what I realized. I realized that I would have died and all these songs would have been on my hard disk. Like Koda is gone, right? Can you imagine the songs that are on his hard disk that he has not released yet? So I was lying down, and so for me, even like getting 100 people to listen to my song is a plus for me. I know there are some people that get discouraged, but I never got discouraged because I was like, I'm going to release the songs. If people don't listen to it now, in 5 years time they will listen. If they don't listen to it, in 10 years time they will listen. So I got out of the hospital bed with a certain mindset that I will not die. I will die empty. I will die empty.
Die empty.
Yes. I'll release it, and when 20 people listen to my song, I'm so happy. I'm not like there are people that are like, oh, I didn't get so much views, it didn't go viral. So I built it day by day. So that was like a starting. I had to restart my whole career again, you know, and that was really tough. That was really tough. But
would you say how your life is shaped? Would you account that to maybe how your parents brought you up, maybe the church? Or maybe because you live outside, what would you attribute everything the brand Berima to?
Your thinking is everything. If something is not working, it's because you are not thinking about it right.
It's not the system, it's not the government, it's not.
It's not your family witches. It's not you see, we are Africans. We are superstitious in nature. So, anytime something bad happens to me, my mind is to go to the witches. We are born that way. For centuries, that is how our fathers have lived. So what I have told myself, I have hacked my brain to go like, okay, after I've thought about all the witches and wizards, okay, what can I do? I am where I am because of the grace of God, yes. And because of the way that, but the grace of God is upon all of us.
Just like the way the sun shines.
Yes. And so the way you think, as a man thinketh, the way that you think is everything. So listen, I don't mind the rule that is there for something. If somebody says this table the leg must be 60-60, and somebody does 60-60 and my drink is still falling, I'll make it 60-40. You see, rules, the rules that are made, a lot of it is what keeps us down, and we've been taught things that helps us to build other people's things more than our own. And so there are certain ideologies that have been placed in our heads that causes us not to grow, and we don't know because, but we think that it is godly and it is culture and it's coming from our fathers, and so I review everything in life. When something is not working, what is the culture that is making this thing not work in me? How am I thinking that is causing me to have defeat in these things? And it's not everything that I have succeeded in life. There are things that I'm still struggling with right now. But I ask myself certain questions, and I don't have excuses for life. I think Ghanaians don't think, a lot of the young people. No, there's so much opportunity here, but Ghanaians don't like it. Let me give you an example of why I say Ghanaians don't think. When Ghanaian A is talking to Ghanaian B, Ghanaian A thinks that, let me pretend like I'm a fool and listen to him. And then Ghanaian B is also thinking, let me pretend like I'm a fool and talk to this person. So two fools are talking to each other. We are talking to each other on a very low vibrational level. And so when they look at all the posts, social media posts of the world, Ghanaians are the lowest form. Yes. That's the most stupid people on social media. Ghanaian was the fourth. Ghanaians were the fourth. So I asked myself this question: how am I contributing to the stupidness that they have measured? How am I me? I'm not thinking about the next person or what the next person has written. I'm thinking about what I have written on social media that has contributed, and that is the problem that with us that we always apportion the problem, and then the ultimate is to say Satan is the one that has done it. But the devil is mentioned very few times in the Bible. A lot of the problems that Israel had with God, the devil was not involved. and so we have to start. You see, when you start to apply your brain, people call you are manipulative, you are this. People start to become afraid of you.
Impulsive, they don't even like.
Yes, people start to become afraid of you when you use your brain. But use it. I'm telling young people, use your brain. There's so much opportunity here. Think. Let a problem disturb you that it gives you sleepless nights for 3 days, and then sit down and think. Go like, how do I solve this? And then you cannot find it. Then you are researching. Then you see, Jesus gave a parable. He says that there are 3 realms of prayer. There's the asking realm, there's the seeking realm, and there's the knocking realm. And then he gave a parable on the knocking realm. He says a man had a guest late in the night, and he didn't have food. So he went to his neighbor, he went to knock, and the neighbor was like, I'm asleep, don't disturb me. And then he kept knocking until the guy was disturbed. He came to give him bread so that he can give to you. So you have to disturb yourself. If you're a young person, you have to disturb yourself. If nothing keeps you awake at night, you are not part of life. You are just here being emotional. How can you finish university and you've applied, you've sent like 50 applications, and you are sitting down waiting for somebody to employ you? You are not using your head, or you are feeling too big because you think because you have finished university, so you should have some office job. Somebody is selling bread and making money more than you.
After all this.
Yeah. So my problem with young people is that they don't use their head. We are not brought up to think. The people that do well in school, in Ghanaian schools, don't do well in life. Why? Why? Because school is for you to memory. So if you have good memory, you will do well in school. But your thinking capacity, how to sit down and think about life and about how to move from point A to point B. You see, there are opportunities here are few, yes. Opportunities here are low, yes. if people have told me when I was young, and everybody said, you should go abroad, oh, that's how you make it. And it can be true or not true. But I was making it here before I went to abroad.
For sure.
Winneba Youth Choir, their album, I was the one that made it. And they took it around the world and they won awards with it. 1999. I was doing well here, playing 4 nights a week here before I went there. So there are musicians that live here and go to abroad and they are not doing well.
Okay, how about them too?
You see, so yes, there are more opportunities abroad, but look at what it might take you longer than those that are living in abroad. Yes, but you will get there. And this is the thing with young people that is very funny too. The Gen Z people. I had a Gen Z musician in my band. The first thing he demanded was his own dressing room. Now I was like, I've been playing music for over 30. I never demanded it. You know, you young guys always want the things that the big guys have gotten in 20 years and in 30 years. You want it now. So you guys don't have patience for your success. You know, immediately you're a guitarist, you start putting Amo guitar. You know. Could I never go like cooler guitar? This one,
yes, you can't be
keyboards. That is a certain generation. But it's a good confession. But work towards it. And so there are young people in Ghana that have the brains and they are working. And kudos to you. But there are opportunities here. When I come to Ghana, all I see is opportunities. Somebody comes over, we are not getting gig. I'm like, look at you. A lot of musicians earn more than bankers. We're going to talk about this thing during the Amo Fest. The 4th of July at Alliance France, we'll be doing a workshop with musicians from Poland. And we'll be talking about this. You see, how many creative people have Senate? Senate is 200 Ghana a month. You can do Senate. Why must you wait to your old age and then we will be begging money for you? You play in a church. The church every Sunday, maybe they give you 400 per Sunday or 200. Oh, the boomer, that's 800. Before you can get a Saturday gig, get a Friday gig. You're not boomer. Some of you are earning more than bankers. But they have a structure. A professional musician is the one that has structure. So go and register for Senate and be paying. Even if you pay 150 Ghana every month, I have the Senate there, but I've come to register for Senate here in Ghana here. And I'm paying every month Senate here in Ghana. So there are structures in the world. Why do you take? There's so many things that I want to teach young musicians. Never accept a gig by phone. After the phone call, let them send you an email. When you go to the embassy, what shows you're a musician? You can show them, I'm playing 3 times a month. Let your church pastor send you a paper, or you draft it and go and send it. Give me a 2 years contract that I'm playing for you at this amount. When you go to the embassy, you're going to get visa. Those are the things they want to see. That's what makes you professional. It's not the skills that you can play.
Jesus, thank you so much.
So on the 4th of July at Alliance Française, I'm going to show you how to do these things, how to arrange yourself as a professional musician.
Wow.
It's not all the professional footballers have contracts. Why don't you have a contract? You are playing with your church. Let there be a contract, an agreement, so that when you are with that agreement, and if a bank can follow that in 6 months you've been earning this particular amount, then they can give you a loan.
Because you have a proof.
You have proof. So if we musicians are demanding people to see us as professionals, we have to act professional. We have to act professional. Wow. So these are some of the things. On the phone, get your tickets. Yeah, the Momo code, I'll give it to you. Put it on the down there. Sure. Get your tickets for Amo Fest. But if you're a creative in Ghana, I'm bringing people to come and talk to us. Last year, it was supposed to be for 2 hours. It ended up being a 5 hours talk. Yes, because the questions that were coming, we're answering, and the people are doing well now. Wow, you see, and so.
Thank you so much.
Well, if somebody's going to invite you, it's not because you have plenty of views on your song. No, it's because you are consistent. we all want consistent people, not once in a while. We will listen to back. I'll show you a certain form that I'm feeling. And in the last 6 months, you should have released the music. So I always make sure that I'm releasing music every 6 months. You have to do performances in the last 3 months. So people are watching your social media before they will call you. And you must have all these things there. You understand? So these are some of the things that we're going to teach on the 4th of July, so that you can be what the Bible talks about. Where I've forgotten the scripture.
Equipped.
Yes, you are well equipped, and you are ready for your race.
Wow.
You know?
Wow. So you said a lot of things. You mentioned Amorphous. Concluding on this interview, what one thing? Let me say 3 things we do want to add on to failing fast, playing as a band, think, and solving problems. What 3 things can you add on top of all this?
Take this one, and then on 4th of July,
come for the rest. No problem.
The workshop is the workshop. I'm still thinking whether I should charge for it, but I wanted to do it for free because that's how I want to give back to the society and to young people. Because you see, when we were coming up, there was no YouTube. So if somebody doesn't give you a CD, or you didn't have a family member from abroad to give you something, people kept certain books to themselves, and they were the only ones that were like,
they photocopy a page for you. I've been there before.
And so now you can go on YouTube, you can learn anything. The world is a global place. You can be here playing, somebody in Russia will be watching you. We didn't grow up like that. You have that opportunity. And so if you think that you don't have opportunities, then it's up to you. You see? And so start to build your social media. That is your complimentary card. Be releasing music, be in a band, do those things. I'll give you more tips when you come. So the young people, if young creatives, not only musicians, artists like painters and sculptors and everybody, come and let's talk, because we have to change the very narrative of the way we do our things here. In Europe, for you to be considered, if you register your business as a musician, you must at least put 15 hours a week in your craft, and you have to register it, and you send it to the tax people. So if you're not putting 15 hours times let's say 5 days is how much? If you divide 15 hours in 5 days, that's approximately 2 hours a day
Every day.
that you have to put in your music. Not only playing, but sitting there looking at your structure. Have a special number that you use for only music. Even if you receive, when you go to the embassy and you show them your Momo things, that is also legit. So all the monies you have received in your Momo, can you sit down and do a calculation? Last year, this is the amount I earned in my music. Can you tell me? You cannot tell me. We musicians, that's how we are. We see a gig coming on. Because you see, the difference between musicians and other people is that we earn money from our gift, which is infinite, and other people are earning money from their time, so they feel it more than us.
Okay.
Because obetna traffic at the end of the month it is kind of ban of feeling some way you must, but you called now that same called right. So we musicians don't know how to manage our money, including me. Do you understand? Because we earn from our gift, which is infinite. So when the gig comes and we hear the amount, then we calculate something we do, because we know say, next week another gig will come. You see? And so so we have to learn how to manage our money. That's one thing I'm still learning. It's very hard for musicians to manage our money well.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.
So yeah.
So in conclusion, conclude for us, and then maybe you can feature Amorphous also.
Yes. In conclusion, Amorphous is coming on the 4th and the 5th of July. The 4th is a Friday, which is a workshop for all creatives. We're bringing people from Senate, we're bringing people from MTN, we're bringing people to come and talk to us about structures and how to access them. And then the 5th is a concert with me and my Dutch artists. You cannot miss. This year, I'm going back into music for my first CD. You know, and so I'm doing a reminiscence. You don't want to miss this. You really don't want to miss this. We have the University of Ghana School of the Art also coming involved. We are putting some plays, something nice for you. So let me see you there. And also, you can stream all my songs on all the digital platforms. You can reach out to me on social media, Berima Amo, anywhere. Berima. Because I live in Amsterdam, I have to spell it the way that we pronounce it. So Berima Amo, Amo. Just hit me up.
Again, I'm going to put all the links to whatever you've spoken about, the songs, registration, what have you, everything in the description below. Feel free to leave a like, share, subscribe. Again, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll be talking again maybe next month, but not in Ghana or in Amsterdam.
No.
Before you go,
That's the become a Jama song. Charlie, it will be
fail plenty.
Yeah.
Amen. A big shout out to the team.